Okay, so for the assignment, the first thing I want to say is if you're completing this in Google Forms, so note for Google Forms. If you're completing this in Google Forms, so you're probably a virtual student watching this online, all that good jazz. Let's say you want to enter the square root of 3. You would type square root and put a 3 inside. Let's say you wanted to do 2 square roots of 3. Then you would type 2 times the square root of 3. Or I would also allow 2 square root 3. I would allow that too. Do not give me 3 here. I'll count that wrong. Do not give me 2 times 3 or 2, 3. I'm going to count that wrong. You have to do it like this. If it's square root, I need you to type square root, square root, square root. I need you to tell me square root. Otherwise, you're just giving me whole numbers, and that's wrong. And I'm going to count it wrong. Okay, anyways, off my soapbox. Okay, so on the guided practice, they ask us first to just simplify these. So let's see, what can go into 162? Well, the first thing I notice is 2 and 81. I don't really know where to start, but I know it's even, so 2 and 81. At least it gets me started. Then I need to look at 81. And I realize, oh wait, 81 is 9 times 9. Now, if you don't realize that, that's okay. You just have a little bit more work to do. I have a pair here, so I'm going to go and highlight it. And then I have this single out here. So remember, pairs go out on a date. Pairs go out on a date. Singles stay home. So I'm going to have 9 square roots of 2. There's my answer. Again, if you were typing this in Google, you would say 9, and then you don't even have to put the multiplication sign. You can say 9 square roots of 2 like that. That's okay. Don't tell me 92, 9 times 2. No, 9 square roots of 2. Okay, number 2. 3 square root of 300. Well, I recognize that I could say 10 times 30. And then let's see, 10 is 2 times 5. 30 is 5 times 6. So I see a pair here. I'm going to go on and make note of it. There's a pair. Now, the pair, it's instantly going to come out. So it's coming out here. Now, the 2 I'm done, but the 6 I can break up into 2 and 3. Oh, hey, there's another pair. It's going to come out too. We got us a double date. Hot diggity. And then who's our single? The 3. So sad. So this is going to give us, let's see, we had a pair of 2's come out times a pair of 5's, and the 3 has to stay home. 2 times 5 is 10. So this is 10 square roots of 3. Now that's not the only way you could have done it. That's just one way. Either way, you'd get the same answer. Okay, number 3. Notice we have this radical down here in the denominator. That's no good. We've got to multiply by our special number 1 here. So the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. That gets me 16 square roots of 2 over 2. Can I reduce these? Yes, 16 divided by 2 is 8, and then I have my square roots of 2. There's my answer. Now we have the next one. 5 divided by the square root of 2. So my special number 1 is the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. I can rewrite this as 5 square roots of 2 over 2. Now I can't reduce 5 over 2. So in Google, when you put this in, you can tell me 5 square roots of 2 divided by 2. That works. You can say 5 divided by 2 times the square root of 2. That works too. So either one of these would work in Google. Now, if you're watching this because you're face-to-face and you want to see the lesson, write it like I have it on the paper here. You don't have to do this extra over here. Just write it like it's on the paper. This is just putting it into Google. Okay, so that's simplifying radicals. Now they tell us to find x. Well, there's our hypotenuse, which is our side C. So I can set this up as 9 squared plus 40 squared equals, I need to use x. I know it's my C, but I need to use x because that's what they call it. So 9 squared is 81. 40 squared is 1600. So that's going to give us 1681 equals x squared. If I take the square root of each, I'll get that x equals, I think it is 41. Yep, x is 41. Okay, number 6. There's my c. So I can set this up as 60 squared plus 11 squared equals x squared. 60 squared is 3600. 11 squared is 121. So I have 3721 equals x squared. Take the square root, and I get x equals 61. Okay, number 7. We have to find x, yes, but notice they tell me to simplify the radical. Don't give me a decimal. Simplify the radical. So 6 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. It's going to be 36 plus 36 equals x squared, which is 72 equals x squared. Now I'm going to take the square root, and I have to simplify the radical. Don't give me a decimal. It will be counted off. So 72 I know is 2 times 36. 36 is 6 times 6. I have me a pair here. But I also have me a single. So remember, couples go out on a date, singles stay home. So x equals 6 square roots of 2. Okay, now on number 8, they actually do tell me to round to the nearest tenth. So we can have a decimal answer here. My x is my c. So I'm going to set this up as 6 squared plus 5 squared equals x squared. 6 squared is 36. 5 squared is 25. So that's going to give me 61 equals x squared. If I take the square root of it, it's going to tell me that x is equal to, let's see, what's the full decimal say when I do this on the calculator? Tells me it is 7.8102496676. But notice it says I have to round to the nearest tenth. So that means I want this place. What does the 1 tell me to do? 4 or less, let it rest. So that means my answer is x equals 7.8. Okay, so there's the guided practice. You have the assignment to do. It's just like what we've been doing. So yeah, for this last part on the assignment, look at your notes. I know we didn't do one in the guided practice like it, but look at your notes. So other than that, hop to it.